Okay, on to a story that was shared on social media yesterday. It's Dele Alli. He turns 27 today. He was trending yesterday. Every time I looked onto social media, it was more things about Dele Alli. So there's a picture that's appeared. It looks like he's got a balloon in his mouth, and it also looks like there are canisters of the legal high nitrous oxide around him. It's known as laughing gas. Now, representatives have yet to comment, but the FA and the PFA have been urged to help Dele Alli. So after this photo has basically prompted a bit of concern for his welfare. It's undated, the picture, we should say that as well. But it is in the same week that we are also hearing that he may have played his last game for Besiktas as well. So he's out with an injury at the moment. It's a loan spell, and it doesn't seem to have been going very well at Besiktas at all. So Ray, when I saw this, I understand people love to share a picture on social media. They jump to their own
conclusions. That's a problem in our social media.
Yeah.
We lasted 5 minutes.
I mean, you are very lucky. One thing I always think when I look at things like this, when a picture leaks, a lot of 90% of these footballers have a really strong social life and do what they want behind the scenes. I suppose the onus at the moment on Dele Alli is that his career, it looks like every time he turns and tries a new project, it fails, and there will be criticism that he has wasted his career. Sometimes I think there's probably more to look into these sort of things. When a player can't get motivated, he can't get up for something, do we worry that all of this attention, all of this negativity around him is really going to cause him to struggle? And I mean in his head, and I mean potentially his head that actually is the biggest cause of this concern in the first place.
It's such a shame what's happened with Dele Alli. I mean, what a player he was. I mean, I remember going back, I was at the game at Crystal Palace when he scored that brilliant goal for Spurs. Yeah. You know, on his chest, unbelievable. Really, really top class talent. And I don't know what's happened to his career. I really don't. I mean, whether it's hunger, whether he's don't like football anymore. There's some players don't like football and they just fall out of love with football. It's a job for them in the end of the day. But I mean, where does he go from here? He's 27 years old. He should be in his prime now. He should be probably in that England squad. If he kept his form going, he would have been in that midfield area probably for England. But, you know, he's got to have a look at himself, say, where do I want to go in my career? Do I really want to get back into working hard? And you can argue money talks, and he's earned lots of money during his career. But I didn't play for money. You play for the enjoyment of going out, playing in front of fans and being successful. Money comes with that, if you know what I mean. You know, it's all about what you do on that pitch, that you go home that evening and say, oh, I really enjoyed that game. What a game. You know, we won 3 points again. Crowd was fantastic, and the buzz you get from walking on that pitch is amazing. You could get 200 grand a week, it wouldn't matter to me, because that buzz you get walking on that pitch. And you know, I'm sure Dele Alli's the same, and he's not getting that buzz now, and I really don't know where his career goes from here on, which is a shame, because what a talent he was. What a talent.
That's what I think. I look at it, and I understand people want to criticise.
I hate people regretting their career and their life, because
Jose said it to him a while back, didn't he, when they were doing the documentary at Spurs, and he was saying, like, your life just flashes in front of you, before your eyes, and it goes so quickly, so don't waste it.
He said to me, Jose was top class in here with me and Al in Brazil, and he said, Hazard, what's a player? But he could be the best. He could be the best around, but he doesn't train hard enough. He doesn't put the application in every day in training. Now look at Hazard now, and I can see that what Jose was saying. You know, if you want to be the best, we go back to Ronaldo. Ronaldo trains hard every day, bang, and that's why he's so successful, and he's done it year in, year out for all his career, what he's achieved. Now, there's certain players who don't like training. They don't like putting the application in. Maybe Dele Alli's one of those guys, I don't know. But he's a wasted talent if he does suddenly go out the game now, at 27 years old. What a wasted talent, because what a player he was, by the way. One of the best. The stats probably better than Frank Lampard, better than Paul Scholes, all them sort of big, great midfielders we had for England. Steven Gerrard, maybe. His stats were better. Wow. And all of a sudden, 27 years old, and no one ever mentions Dele Alli now.
We'll talk more about this in the show, actually. We have to move on, but we'll definitely come back round to this because it makes me very sad to see all the stuff and the way it's panning out. And even that photo, just individually, I don't know when it was from, I don't know the context of it, but I looked at it. I won't say too much into that, Laura.
I mean, all this sort of stuff, I mean, I enjoyed myself, but I made sure I trained hard and I played well on a Saturday. You still enjoy yourself.
Yeah, but
don't do that, not that sort of thing. But
someone's leaked that. Yeah. And that's what makes me sad about it, because I think you've got to have the right people around you in these kind of circumstances. And whoever's leaked that is a waste of space. But we will talk about it again later on. Time for a bit of this. All going on at Leicester. Also, we've taken Liam's call as well. He's a Blackburn fan. Good morning, Liam. How you doing?
How you doing, Liam?
Good morning, Laura.
Hello.
All right, morning, Ray. You all right?
Yeah, good, Liam.
What are you calling about, Liam?
I just think, first of all, I agree with everything you said about Dele Alli. I just think that I think football's let him down. You know, we were quick to build him up on his massive upward trajectory, and then kick him when he gets down. And then as soon as there's something wrong, Spurs don't want to get rid of him. Then he's there at Everton for 6 months and get rid of him straight away. I mean, I think his football career's gone now, but I think the bloke himself, I don't think he's even reached rock bottom yet. I think that something needs to be helped before he gets even worse, to be honest.
Yeah, I know.
We got to remember, Liam, he's only 27 though. I mean, there's still a long way in his career to go. This is when you should be in your prime. You should be like, as a youngster, you get away with having bad games as a youngster because, he's young, he's going to get mature into a better player. So there's still a long way in his career left to go. He's just got to get his head right and say, right, I'm going to train hard, I'm going to work hard, because you don't become a bad player overnight. What his stats he had was unbelievable. I mean, something's gone wrong in his head to say, you know, maybe, you know, he's not. You get rejection in your career a lot. I mean, you have bad spells in your career, but it's how you bounce back from bad spells. You get bad injuries or whatever. It's how you bounce back, and probably he might not have the mindset to say when you get a rejection or something like that, he doesn't know how to bounce back. I don't know.
See. We'll discuss that again. Liam, thank you very much for your call. I actually do want to ask you, we'll talk Leicester in just a second, but on that subject of Dele Alli, I don't know if you saw the story yesterday. I'll give you my very quick opinion. I feel so uncomfortable about what's happening with Dele Alli at the moment, and as soon as we mention it, the switchboard goes mad with people saying it's his fault, it's this, it's that. That player needs to take responsibility. Sometimes, Carlton, I just wanted you to give me a kind of insight into, maybe you've played alongside players that haven't hit their potential or have hit it really early, and then for some reason they just cannot keep it up, cannot find the motivation.
I was one of those players, you know, if you're going to be brutally honest. Look, Dele Alli's, he was a top player. When you look, he has potential to be a top player. I think there's a lot of things that culminate into what he's going through right now. He's obviously disappointed with how life has gone for him in football. It depends the type of people that you surround yourself with. Like, he's obviously not, he's got bad people around him. I'm not saying everyone's bad around him, but he needs to start listening to the good people in his life. And that will springbox him into another part of his life where he needs to understand this football's not a given. And he's been quite lucky to be a footballer, and you just got to, once that penny drops and you realise, because I was there as well, then I started to play for England, but I was going down that path as well, and it's quite easy to go down that path because you've got wrong-uns around you basically. And he just needs to realise who's his mates in the game.
So what did you do? Cut all the wrong-uns?
Yeah. So I sacrificed. I made a sacrifice. I made a promise to myself that I'll just focus. And life can't get any worse than this. I've got to go on the straight and narrow and just focus and just make the best out of what was left of my career.
We can only really speculate on his mindset, right? But when you see photos circulating on social media, like the one yesterday, which appeared to show him in a group of people, with balloons that looks like nitrous oxide canisters.
I think you know what? I think he's too old for that now. He's 26. Like,
27.
I'm not 27. Like, who does that at that age? Like, come on, man. Like, you've had the fun. You've had like, now it's time to put that all away and focus on your life and your career. When I see that at that age, that's just very immature for me. Like, I get like the 18, 19, 20-year-olds, because all their peers are doing that at that age. But when you get to that level and that age, why are you still doing that? Start treating your body with respect.
I looked at it as well, and I thought, like, football is like, to be a footballer as well, especially in this day and age, is a privilege, right? Every time I
Yeah, of
speak
course it
to
is.
footballers and
It's hard to make it.
ex-footballers like you, really hard to make it. You've got to have the discipline to get there in the first place.
Yeah.
So somewhere along the line, something has faltered. And you mentioned about surrounding yourself with the right or the wrong people. For a photo like that to get leaked anyway, where
Who's his mates?
that whoever took that photo knows exactly what they're doing, right? To have him in the background at that exact moment in time, if it is all to be believed, you kind of think, right, well, that's the first thing. And your point kind of backs that up about having the right people around you, because football as a career, sports people in general, they do have to have everything set to help you succeed.
Well, football's very regimental, isn't it? Yeah, you're told what to do every day, every single day. You know, train then, eat then, get on the coach then, play the game, and football's. But away from the game, I mean, it's totally changed from when I made my debut, because there was no social media, there was no phones, there was no camera phones, so you got to live really cleanly now, if I'm being honest. Whether that's good or bad, but you sacrifice what it is, the era you're in. But yeah, Dele Alli, it's amazing to see how a player just drops off. At 27 though, he's only 20. Like, if he was 32, 31, you think, well, you know, he's come to his end of career, but he should be in his prime now. And that's the worrying thing about
I think
it.
he's just
Money's probably took over.
Yeah, I think he's just disappointed of how his career's gone, and he's not facing his problems. So you get to a stage when you have all these people around you, you think you got to take a second and just sit back and think, do you know what? What do I want out of life? Not just football. What do I want out of life? Where do I see myself in 5 to 10 years? Am I still playing football? Have I achieved enough? Am I going to live in regret? Now he's got to look at that and think, I'm not going to let that. I don't want to feel like that after my career,
Carl,
when all's said and done.
So he's got to face it. You can go back to when he turned up at Everton in a Rolls Royce.
Yeah, but that's his mindset straight away.
Little things like that. Little things like that. People, you know.
Well, I don't see the problem in that. Listen, I don't see the problem in that. I just feel that's where his mindset is. So
you're on the back foot already.
Yeah, you're on the back foot, so you got to be very, very good.
Turn up in a taxi.
Yeah, you got to be very, very good to get out of that perception of what people think of you. You know, but he's not helping. He's not helping himself, and it just seems like he doesn't care at the moment. Until something really drastically happens to him in his life, that's when he'll probably fix up.
I think the thing is as well, just to end that conversation, if his performances on the pitch were better, no one would care what kind of car he turns up in, right? You'd have forgotten about that instantly. The fact that there was I didn't mind either, but you know, I'm not an Evertonian, I'm not paying for my ticket every week, so maybe I would feel a bit annoyed that he did that. But you've got to really be concerned with the number of different managers at different clubs that are giving him an opportunity, like Frank did at Everton.
Yeah, Frank gave him a lot.
I thought that was a match made in heaven. I thought finally, like, he's going to get the best, a bit of like a Poch influence, and it didn't work. It's awful. I just find it really sad. I find the whole thing a really sad state of affairs. We're going to move on.